This is Roger and
Rochelle
from Harley Throttle Juice. Rochelle is the one that didn't bother showing up for fireside chat with the boys. How could you?
Someone has to work in this relationship.
It's supposed to be a team. I was working too, you know. Anyway, Harley Throttle Juice saying you are watching Morning Coffee with HDR. Mate!
Yes, and thanks to our mates in Australia for that wonderful opener. I have used that before, but hey, we are out on the road this weekend. As you can obviously see here behind me, there is a hotel room. So we are not in the HDR studios still in southwestern Pennsylvania. You better eat before your food gets cold. So let's say in here, good morning to everybody. Good morning. Smyrna Cowboy was the first in there this morning. I appreciate that. D.A. Bishop. We got HDAV Traveler, Chuck Henson, Bob Nelson, Ron Kelly, Pink's Adventures. Let's see where we're at here. Trying to scroll here with a mouse. Without a mouse is tough. You know how that goes. Money 7855. Good morning. Dean C. Good morning. Toby Northern's in the house. And Be the Rider PA. Good morning. Let's see who else we got going on here. I think we got everybody for right now in and on the money here. If I look a little bit not under the weather, a little bit whatever. We had a don't turn it on when I get this going. Don't wait until after the show, because this mic will pick that up. Just keep it way down low, way down low. Well, keep it way low. But anyway, we are actually in Somerset, Pennsylvania, so we are outside of the norm this weekend. But yeah, it's all good. So we didn't bring the motorcycle. I think this morning it's right now it's about 40 degrees here in Somerset, Pennsylvania. And if you don't know where that is, it's in top of the mountains. We're up around Seven Springs, and I call this the snow belt of Pennsylvania up here because we are up in the mountains. We are here for a wedding, so we were at a wedding rehearsal last night, rehearsal dinner. There was probably a few drinks, maybe a couple beers going on. So, that put me to sleep about 9:30, and I woke up this morning about 3:30. So, it's been a early morning. Good morning, Harley Roadshow. Good to have you in there from Australia. Good to see you back, and can't wait to see you out on that amazing new motorcycle and taking some great trips. It's going to be a lot of fun to watch those for sure. So yeah, this week we've been pretty busy. Been trying to get some riding in as much as possible. Matter of fact, I do have a video getting released right after this show. I think I set it up for 9:30 or 9 o'clock. I'm not really sure. But it'll be after this show and you'll catch that. Good morning, Real Jackie Boy. Somerset area is where Sean lives. Okay, well, we are right in the heart of Somerset. We are right off the turnpike here, sitting in a hotel room. So that's where we are currently located. Monday night first video. Oh, okay, Harley Roadshow, Monday night. Can't wait to see that. I'll be waiting patiently. Smyrna Cowboy's been up since 3 a.m., so love the t-shirt. Everybody likes this t-shirt. This is one of my best t-shirts that people really love. So, it's a picture of Mrs. HDR on her Harley Davidson. You see that? Yeah, that's her. Yeah, she's a Canadian born and bred person. No, she's not. I totally made that up. That's not her. She would look good in a hat, though. Maybe I gotta buy her that hat. I don't know. Anyhow, we got here and we started seeing a lot of motorcycles in the parking lot. And it dawned on me that I needed to check. So I checked on a website called something. Let me see what it was called. I'll tell you guys, because you need to check this website out and be a part of it. It is called cyclefish.com. Cyclefish.com. And they have every motorcycle rally, everything going on in anywhere, pretty much all over the U.S. And you can even filter it out by state. That's pretty cool. Because when we came in, as I said, there was more and more motorcycles pulling in. I was like, why are all these motorcycles coming in here? What's going on? I knew it was a motorcycle weekend because our daughter actually booked out hotel rooms in 2 different hotels. And the lady said, "Wow, that's not a good weekend to have your wedding." And she said, "Why?" She said, "Because there's a big motorcycle convention going on, a motorcycle rally at the hotel that we're staying at." And we've always talked about having a hotel as a base camp. And I tell you what, these guys here, these BMW riders, man, they did it up right. So I noticed last night they put out a full buffet spread for them. They had it fully catered for all the members. They charged each person like $25 to come. You get a badge you wear around your neck, obviously, and it's a little convention, so it's really cool. Once they parked their bikes here, they were in the hotel. They're pretty much all here, and they were able to eat last night, and have a few drinks and talk to their friends, and they didn't have to ride anywhere. So I think that was pretty awesome for them to do that. So I think that's probably where some of our meetups need to end up, is just being stationed at a hotel, and then nobody has to leave and ride anywhere. So it'd be nice to see some of this. So if you're thinking of making a meetup, thinking about creating a meetup, that might be something to start thinking about. Is try to find a local hotel and tell them, hey, look, we're gonna have, I don't know, 200 bikers coming in with motorcycles, and we would like to take your whole hotel, right? Rent your whole hotel out, and be able to charge each person a certain fee. Take that money and then have it catered, like they did here last night. I think it was great. I mean, it almost makes me want to buy a BMW. I mean, but and I am going to show you here. Yeah, see, and Be the Rider PA said that is the best way to do it. A lot of people, when you start riding your motorcycles, the last thing you want to do is drink beer, drink 4 or 5 beers and jump on that bike and even go 2 miles to your hotel. You probably don't want to do that. That's not a good thing. Drinking and driving, even in a car, is not a good idea. So, but, you make do for sure. And even last year at VAM, we had the real Jackie Boy come over with his buddy Sean and Mrs. Jackie Boy, and Be the Rider PA came over, And the worst thing for us to do is to see those folks leave. They could have just stayed at the house. We had an extra bedroom. We had some couch space. We had some chairs they could have slept in. Because once you start, having a few drinks, the last thing you want to do is ride that bike. So it would be nice to see us be able to take over a hotel somewhere and make that a yearly thing. So I'm still thinking about the winter trip, or the winter meetup, because we do nothing in the winter, right? Everybody sits at home. You sit in your garages. You look at your motorcycles, and you're like, damn, I wish I was riding. But you can't because it's snowing. But who's to say we couldn't all get in our cars and meet up at a nice hotel somewhere? Have a little convention of our own. Have something to go on, something to go with. Meet and greet, have dinners together at the hotel. And I think that could be a winning hand. I don't know where it'll be. I wanted it to be around Cleveland, but people told me no. And people told me to have it at a international airport so people can fly in, which would be cool. I don't know who'd fly in, but hey, you never know, right? Anyway, let me give you a quick shot here, and I will give you a shot a little bit more into this. But I wanted to show you the parking lot. I thought this is really cool. And I wanted to take a look at this here. So hold on, let me see if I can change these cameras around here. And I can. Check this out. See all the BMWs down there? As far as the eye can see. And look, everybody wanted to park underneath the vestibule there. You can see down there. So those are all BMWs out there. Well, there's over there, look. Smyrna Cowboy, there's a Can-Am Spider right in front of me, if you can see it. Right there, in the red one. But pretty much everything else here is BMW bikes. And it made me start looking. That looks like our buddy Josh riding there. He does watch some of these shows, so he's probably not watching right now. And there's a lady taking her pooch. 2 dogs. She's taking 2 dogs for a walk. I don't know. Hotels and dogs. Those 2 things don't go together for me, but let's turn that camera off. Alright, let's see here. Where am I at? Oh wait, that's my microphone. And oh, wait, turn that one off. Turn this one back. There we go. Now we got it figured out. All right, so let's see here what's going on here. Good morning, Bodine 52. This is my story. Hello, how are you? Nice to see you there from Dubai. Nice that you're stopping in there with us this morning. Seeing if anybody travelers don't think so. HDV traveler don't think so. It's 16:10 here in the morning. Tell you all over there. 16:10. So 16:10 is 13, 14, 15, 4:10. 4:10 in the afternoon in Dubai. I was able to ride the Spider last Thursday night and stretch her legs a bit. It was a blast. Real Jackie boy, Bob Nelson. Bob Bodine 52's in there. So yeah, so I will give another shot at that parking lot there before I sign off. But it was pretty cool. I mean, to see all the bikes coming in there, and you know, and I told you guys, it's interesting because it's not all. I know you're going to yell at me for this, but it's not all Harley Davidson. There's all kind of people getting together with all kind of motorcycles, and these BMWs are probably about on the same page, about the same price points, maybe a little less than the Harleys. I was looking at a couple this morning, a couple GS models, and they're about 26 grand. So, you know, it's a motorcycle, and these guys are dressed to the hilt. I have noticed one thing about BMW riders, though. Most of them are over 70, maybe 60. You know, there might be some younger guys here, but it's generally a, I don't know, it's a different crowd. You know, of course, a lot of us Harley riders are getting up there too. A lot of Harley riders I know are 60, 70 years old. So I don't know. What do you guys think about that? I mean, what's a young bike? What's a bike that you would buy to say, hey, I'm still young at heart? You know, I think certain bikes give certain stigma. It sets some kind of presence, right? Like, if I used to always say, if you ride a trike, then you're probably above 75. But now look at it today. There's guys buying trikes that are in their 20s and 30s. So, I mean, hey, I don't think it's age anymore as much as it's what you want to buy. So, HDR, are you planning any group adventure rides in your area? Why is that? Money 7855. I am not planning any group rides. I am looking for adventure riders in my area to ride with. And I don't know if you've seen that post on Facebook or not, but I put it out and I got 0 responses. So I don't think anybody's interested in that. But I don't want to go riding in the trails and in the woods with that bike and something happen and I can't get out or have no cell service or I'm stuck. It would be nice to ride with somebody, just have a buddy to go with. What happened to the weather? I left last week for Florida. It was 85 degrees. I came home to November. Real Jackie boy, you are correct. That's why we all need homes in Florida for the winter. I think that would be awesome. Who would come to northern West Virginia for a meetup? Be the Rider PA has always been trying to have a meetup in West Virginia, in Triadelphia. His goal is to have Valley Harley Davidson sponsor the whole thing. Put out a big spread, have a nice meetup at their dealership. Maybe they supply the food and the beer. Well, I don't think they can supply. They can have a beer truck and we'll pay $1 a glass or something. Yeah, there's a couple of hotels next to that, but really be the Rider PA. I don't know of any roads to ride there. I mean, outside the meetup would be fun. And I often said meetups are not about the rides. Meetups are about meeting. And that's why it's called a meetup. It's not called a ride up. I know the guys are planning one in Ohio on the Windy 9, and Road Glide Andy hopes that everybody wants to go there and ride all those roads. And there's a lot of them. I mean, there's probably 9 main ones, 15 other ones. So, but yeah, so it would be interesting to go to West Virginia. I mean, there's some roads down there to ride. Route 88, which I call the what do I call that? I had on one of my videos the West Virginia. What's it called? The West Virginia Copperhead, West Virginia Boa Constrictor. I don't know. It was some snake, but it is 88 is a really, really great road, and I think you guys would love to ride it. But outside of that, I don't know what else we would ride. Oh, the Dragon Highway, Be the Rider PA said. I've never been on the Dragon Highway, so I'd like to try that myself. 250 north of Triple Nickel, Ohio, in the Dragon. Yeah, I guess you can make the Triple Nickel from West Virginia. I don't think it's that far of a ride. The roads in Morgantown, West Virginia area are incredible. And I've been around Morgantown? Yeah, I've been around Morgantown. Very, very nice area. 250 south is the Dragon Highway. Okay, well, yeah, I guess I have been on 250 south. Interesting. There's so many places to meet and so many places to have meetups. And it's very hard for everybody to make every meetup. That's the bad thing. It would be nice if we're all retired and we all just did a meetup every weekend. Somewhere. That would be a good time. So other than that, what else has been going on with everybody? I would do more meetups as long as they are spaced out to allow vacation time. Yeah, Jackie, well, you're right. That's exactly it. And I've been asked to go to Sturgis a few times. I've been asked to go to Florida a few times. And anything you guys know already, during the school year, I'm done. I can't do anything. My only time to go on meetups is June and July. Outside of that, I'm stuck. I can't go anywhere. So, the joys of education. Imprisonment to further the young minds of America. How about that? That's what it feels like sometimes, where you're just stuck. I did take yesterday off because we had this rehearsal dinner we had to come to and get everything ready and come to Somerset. Pack up the car early. We had to leave the house earlier. So I took yesterday off, but that's one of my 3 personal days, or you guys are calling vacation days, right? I get 3 a year. But, I mean, I'm not complaining. That's the way life goes. If it wasn't 5,000, I was going to take you up on a ride. Pink's Adventures, that would be cool, man, to come down out of Canada for sure. Let's see. Ron Kelly is heading to the Windy 9 October 3rd through 7th, thanks to HDR and Bronco Ride. Ron, we were glad you're going there. And we also had our buddy Bodine was with us out there in Ohio. They had a really nice meetup for us, or a meet and greet. And it was Road Glide Andy and Mr. McStash. They kind of spearheaded it. We talked about going to that Harley dealer in Ohio, and then they showed up and they had a big banner made for us, and we felt like royalty riding our motorcycles in there. And we got to meet about, I don't know, there was probably about 15, 20 people there we got to hang out with and chat. Now we all went to this really cool, great restaurant that Bronco Ride picked out down by the river. All right, it was really a pretty sleazy bar, but they had good hamburgers. They were selling hamburgers for $1.50 a piece, I think, or $2, guys. I don't remember. But the food was good, and the beer was cold, so what does it matter? You can't complain. I would go to a lot of rallies and meetups of gas, food, and motel rooms for free. Yeah. Hey, Chuck, you know something to do, though, man. Check out Bunk a Biker, where you can stay at somebody's house for absolutely free. A lot of times they'll provide you a meal even. They'll cook you a meal. And that's how I'm planning on doing Route 66 next summer, going from Chicago to the West Coast. And I think I'm going to try to just book the whole way, Bunk a Biker houses or hosts, and try to meet as many people as I can along the route. So I think that's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be a 2-week trip, and I have somebody that I'm calling upon. I hope he can get the time off to do it. But we'll have to see. And I've never traveled with this guy before, but I've known him, feels like, for years. And he's a great traveler. He loves camping. He loves hotels. He'll do whatever. And I think that's what I'm looking for to go with me on this trip. But that's going to be probably in June maybe, or early July. So we'll have to see how that works out. That's my goal. Dives are some of the best places to stop at, Real Jackie Boy says. We've had some pretty crappy hotels we've stayed in over the course of traveling. And it's very interesting to see some of these hotels that we stayed at. We stayed at one time. We were going out to Sturgis. We were playing Illinois or somewhere going through there. We booked this little rundown, cheap little motel thing. And it was so sketchy that my buddy actually brought a big chain with him. And we chained the motorcycles together with this big padlock. We chained them together over the wheels. We went through the wheels and we chained the bikes together. So if they was going to take one, they had to take his trike with it. And you're not picking up a trike, so we felt that was pretty safe. Chuck says he's on his 3rd vacation this year. Chuck, that's great, man. Take as many as you can. Live life to the fullest. Real Jackie boy. Some of the best food I've been in places that look like they should be shut down. And you're right, Pink's Adventure. I always say, you know, if some of these restaurants, we have a local hot dog shop we go to, and I don't think they've cleaned the grill since they built the hot dog shop. They built it in 1950, maybe 52, and I don't think the grill's ever been cleaned. Makes the food better, right? Makes it more tasty. So, Rocky J. Frost here at Central Upstate New York this morning. No 70-degree days in the extended forecast. Riding season is over. Rocky J, I got 2 words. Heated gear. Buy yourself some hot wired gear. Plug it into your port. Plug it into your battery tender port on your motorcycle, man. Click that switch and you'll be instantly warm. You can ride all the way up until it snows. So that's my trick for you. Like I said, I got the pant liners, the jacket liner, and the gloves. Very much worth it. Very much worth it. And you do feel like RoboCop when you're plugged into the bike. But I'll tell you what, you'll be warm. You know, that's what matters. So Mrs. HDR is gone already. She woke up at 6:30 this morning. They said they are taking all the girls and that's in this wedding party. I had to go. It's so funny. Weddings are so funny anymore, man. Remember, you used to just wake up. You know, you'd go down to the Justice of the Peace. You'd get married. You'd go down to the bar. You'd have slam down a few shots of whiskey, and you'd be all married and be good to go. Not anymore. Weddings now is like, it's like a 3-month affair for one day, right? 3 months. You got the bachelor party, which the guys get together for like 4 days. What's the other thing called? The girls get together for a bachelorette party for like 4 days. They rent a house. They get drunk, smashed off their ass for like 4 days. Then you have to have the bridal party. I don't know, where you go and you sit with the bride and you give her little gifts like towels and washcloths and washers and what's that? Yeah, bridal shower where you give her, washers and dryers and anything the bride's going to need to succeed in life. New iron, maybe ironing board, stuff like that. Important stuff. And then comes the wedding. So you have the rehearsal dinner. We did that last night. We did a dry run through what's going to happen at the wedding today. So when the guests come, it looks like we look professional. And then today we have the wedding. Well, then all the women have to go get their hair done. Like Miss HR does her hair every day. I don't know why you have to go get it professionally done now, but they went. They had to be there at 7 a.m. Yep. 7 a.m. And the wedding, the pictures are going to be at 1:30 and the wedding's going to be at 4. It's all day affair, right? It's like, and then as soon as you do the I-dos and change the wings, you're married. You could have went to the JP and had it done in like 5 minutes. 5 minutes. But it's going to be great. I mean, it's one of our daughters. It's going to be cool. I think they're going to have a good time. And it looks like it's going to be a lot of fun. Let's see. WS Keys on 3. Good morning. The bridal shower is to the bride and new couple, as the baby shower is to a pregnant woman. Yeah, Toby. Yeah, I guess you got that right. But, I get it. Sorry he called on us Wednesday and said he was getting married on Saturday and hoped that we could make it. I had to switch my shift around, but I made it. Chuck, that was kind of like when my son got married. He called and said, hey, can you guys come down Saturday? And it was probably on about a Tuesday or Wednesday. And I said, why? What's going on Saturday? He goes, well, we're getting married. I said, oh, no lie. And so we went. We showed up. It was a good time. But, I don't know. It wasn't a last-minute thing, but he really didn't have a bachelor party. Like, we didn't get to get smashed with him or anything. And I don't even know why we do that. Maybe we tried to talk the guy out of it. Maybe. And maybe that's what the bachelorette party's for. They're like, girl, don't do it. Just don't do it. You don't want to do that, But yeah, shower, shave, get the tuxedo on. You know, you gotta do all that. Miss HR told me this. She goes, "You gonna iron your shirt and your suit jacket?" I'm like, "Yeah, babe, I'll iron that stuff. Yeah, I'll take it and go, and I'll throw it on. I'll look good." You know what I mean? Men's Warehouse, they make you look good. But I don't iron all that stuff. Man, who irons today? Well, she does. She even irons your socks, man. And I'm not ironing. I might. It's all for the girls. Let them have their fun. The real Jackie boy, you're right, and that's true, and I do, and I understand that for sure. It is. You know, the guy shows up with a ring in one hand and a shot of whiskey in the other hand. And said, "Yo, babe, let's do this," and they slipped the ring on. You know, so. But hey, I'm all for weddings, man. You know, I mean, I am all for marriage, man. I've been married twice, and I love both of them. You know, I like weddings. So, but no, I'm not down on anything, man. I think it's great. I think it's wonderful. People do all this stuff, you know. But the thing is, people don't remember. You know, it's the heartache, the hardships, and the hard shit that comes along later. You know, the day of the wedding is great, man. Leading up to it is great. And then you got to wake up with this person 20 years later, roll over in bed, say, "Holy hell, you still here?" And they're like, "Yeah, I'm still here." So that's the hard part. And everybody knows that that's married, but no. Remember the 3 rings: engagement ring, wedding ring, and then suffering. Yeah, or nose ring, you know, like in your nose. But yeah, money 78.55. Yeah, I hear you. That is kind of funny. You know, but the truth of it is, I mean, I've been married now 21, 22 years. I mean, well, 20 years. We've been together 22 years. I mean, and yeah, it's still marriage bliss, man. It's, you know, she pretends to love motorcycles as much as I do, so that's a good thing. I mean, hey, it's a win-win. But yeah, anyway, it's all good. It's all good, and you know, and everything's fine. We all have a good time with it. I just want to see here what's going on with everything else here. I was watching some videos this morning, having a good time catching up on everybody's videos. This morning, and you guys are producing some pretty good videos out there. It's good stuff. It's always a lot of fun to watch. I've often wished I knew what people wanted to see so you can produce something that people want to see, but then I just start producing stuff that is actually working for me. That's the biggest thing right now. You know, what do you want to produce? And just seeing what's going on here. You're married an awesome girl. Things never said at the bachelorette party. Yeah. Why is that, Toby? Why is that way at the weddings? You know, hey, you know, you're at your bachelor party, man. You're like, all your buddies are there. All your single buddies are coming over to hang out with you. Going, man, you got a really good girl there. You're getting married and you're going to have a good time. You know, but I told one girl, why would you want to make one man so miserable when you can make so many so happy? WS Keys on 3, you're a bad guy, man. I understand that comment, but no, marriage is a wonderful institution, and you know, it is what you make it. Yeah, it is what you make it. So we've been pretty blessed ourselves, but yeah. Anyway, enough on that. We're talking about motorcycles. So anyway, let me show you some more of these. These guys, the one thing I found out about these BMW, they don't leave early, but it's like 40 degrees here. Maybe they're downstairs getting more coffee in them to get warm. Let's see if we can flip this over here. Check this out, guys. For the guys just coming in here. Hold on. Try to show this again here. Oh, those guys are gearing up, getting ready to go. See all those? Guys got a lot of gear on over there. These ones coming out. I think that woman's going to ride in her pajama pants. Maybe. I don't know. It was funny though when I was talking to some of them downstairs, and I was asking them if they come on. I was asking them if they by chance watch Coffee with HDR, and they said no, they watch Coffee with BMW, and I'm like, who's that? And they said it's the BMW leader guy. So I was like, get the heck out. Richard Brooks, good morning, HDR. Love your channel. Question, sir. During the winter months, could you expand your show to an hour and a half or even 2 hours? Wonderful watching here on Saturday morning. Hey, Rich, thank you very much, man. It would be hard to talk for an hour and a half or 2 hours. Maybe if I find like a guest to bring in or something with me so we can shoot the breeze together about motorcycles with all of you. That is a possibility. We'll have to see there. Goofy Bastard said, I'll be married 29 years next week. And yeah, that's a great thing. That's a great thing, man, for sure. Like I said, I'm not worried. I think it's a good thing. They should change the question at the end of the wedding vows to, does anyone object, or please don't laugh. Oh, that's not nice, Toby. You don't want to laugh at a wedding. Been married twice, total of 50 years. Don't know what am I doing right now or wrong. Nope. Gordon, I think you're doing everything right. That's great. 29 years, man. Well, 50 years total. BMW riders are a cult, just like we Harley riders and the wingers and just about every other brand. Jackie boy, you're right. And one thing I learned about Goldwing riders when we met them in Colorado when we were out there. South Dakota. I'm sorry, not Colorado. What did I say? South Dakota. Was we talked to them and they say all the gear all the time. And I don't mean a riding jacket and boots and gloves. Or I don't mean a jacket and gloves. I'm talking boots, pants, coat, full face helmet, and full finger gloves all the time. And they said that is their kind of like you said, kind of like their cult following. That's what they do. That's how they present themselves. We ride all this safety gear all the time. And I noticed the BMW guys are the same way. But a lot of these are adventure bikes. I think today they're getting out ready to go out and ride some trails around here in some dirt. So they're gearing up for that. But it's pretty cool to talk to them. I mean, it's a good thing. But Be the Rider PA should be my first guest. Yeah, Be the Rider PA is a talker. I wouldn't get a word in edgewise. I'd be like, so Jim, well, today we're going to, hey Jim. But yeah, Be the Rider PA is a good guy. We talk at least once a week. And it's funny because we'll start texting and all of a sudden my phone will ring and he'll be, yeah, he said, I get tired of texting. So then one day we talked so long that I actually left after we talked. I met his wife, believe it or not, at a Walmart. And she said, oh, are you done talking to my husband? We must have talked for 2 hours on the phone. So that's a pretty long conversation. Yeah, that would be a cool idea to bring guests on in the morning. Guests are tough though, man, because the fireside chat, we try to line up guests all the time on the fireside chat, and it is tough. And I'll tell you the hard part about it. First thing is people don't know how much internet speed they have. They don't even know what that means, right? As long as they can watch a YouTube video, they're good. But they may not have enough upload speed to actually do this, broadcast. I just happened to get lucky at this hotel. The upload speed here is about 90 megs a second. It's really moving. So broadcasting was not hard today. Another thing with guests is it's hard to line them up and it's hard to get them on the show because then you got to start wondering what are you going to talk about, and you try to get them through the week. Everybody's so busy. It's hard to get stuff lined up. Jack, I'm not being... But the question is, who actually objects when this question is asked? Quote, parted of the... I don't know. Sometimes people do object, Toby. I've seen that in the past. Especially when we were doing wedding photography, when you have different nationalities getting married, you always find somebody in the crowd that's not happy that, the person from India is marrying somebody maybe from a Jewish descent, or maybe Indians or an India person is marrying somebody from an Italian descent. You always find somebody that's just not quite happy with that reunion. And sometimes these people speak up and they're like, yeah, I object. I don't want them to get married. You know, or they say "Wombaya chong keo," and that's Japanese, of course, you know, but it's my rendition of Japanese. The fireside chat episode with you is still one of my favorites. All with Be the Rider PA. See that? That's great. Jim is very interesting to talk to. He would be a good fireside. Yeah, and we did have Jim on the fireside chat before. He is a very good guest. He's a human GPS Jackie boy. You know that because we've had him on. And you've ridden with him, so you know. Few. Let's see here. Also, farts are not tech savvy for broadcasting. It's not really that. It's just people just don't. WS Keys on 3. I teach computers, man, to kids, and some of the kids don't even know what's going on. It's sad, but it's true. Goofy Bastard, have a great day, man. Be safe out there. Keep the wheels a turning and keep the products a moving for us. We do appreciate your services. Take care. Have a great, great week. Goofy Bastard's taking off. Let me just play my station identification here if I can find it. Hold on one second. Microphone.
This is Roger and
Rochelle.
from Harley Throttle Juice. Rochelle is the one that didn't bother showing up for fireside chat with the boys. How could you?
Someone has to work in this relationship.
It's supposed to be a team. I was working too, you know. Anyway, Harley's Throttle Juice saying you are watching Morning Coffee with HDR. Mate!
I think in the States now, that's how we're gonna say mate for mates instead of buds or bros or however you say it. Let's see. Well, you guys, okay, seen that. Good point. So yeah, so we gotta start getting ready here for this wedding in about, I don't know, 4 hours, 5 hours. So we were gonna go play mini golf today. Myself, my daughter's actually staying with us. Our son and daughter-in-law is coming up sometime today. We thought it'd be nice to go out and play some mini golf, but they don't open until like 12. And we're supposed to be there for pictures at 1:30. And I don't think Miss HR wants me to be playing mini golf in my suit. Might not be a good idea. Because one thing I noticed, I was changing oil one day on the bike, and she came home. She said, "Oh my God, you got those nice blue jeans on. Those are your clean. Those are not your, everybody has junk jeans, right, for the garage." I was like, "Yeah, but I didn't get anything on them." She goes, "What's all over your knees?" I'm like, "Well, actually, when I knelt down, I guess I knelt down in a little bit of oil." And I always try to tell her it's water, but she really didn't believe me because it was obviously black. I mean, it was oil, right? And yeah, so that didn't go over too well. So wearing a suit to play mini golf, I'd be like getting on my knees, looking at the hole, trying to line up my shot, my putt. And yeah, I'm sure my suit would be awfully dirty by the time I got there for pictures. Oh yeah, you could. Yeah. Young kids. We talked about that one. Young kids cannot read analog clocks. It's beyond their mind, and they don't write in cursive. They can't. There's no penmanship anymore. Even printing is like prehistorical ape men. When they turn in their papers, have them write something like they're printing it. It looks like prehistorical hieroglyphic ape man. Like they can't put their letters in a line. They're like over here, up here. They're big. They're little. They're sideways. It's horrible. And I think they do that crap on purpose so your teacher can't grade the paper. Right? You're like, "I can't read this." I crumbled up and throw it back at their head and be like, "Write this again." "Well, can we type it?" "No, I said write it. Don't type it. Anybody can type. Write it." So. Oh, yeah. Tips and tricks of cleaning your jeans. They do it all the time. We might have a Be the Rider PA series this winter where, and I told you guys many times over and over, and he laughs, but where he tears his bike down, a lot of times he'll break the engine down, pull the gears on, like hand clean them. Then he puts everything back together and makes sure everything's aligned right. Does all that mechanic special stuff with it. That would be a cool series. If I can have a coffee with HDR with him with his motorcycle just tore all apart and you can see all the cool pieces laying all over. I think you guys would be very interested in that. It'd be a good time. But who knows? Who knows where we're going to go? Let's talk just a few minutes, and let's see how we're doing here. Yeah, we're doing all right for time. Whoops. Whoa, whoa, whoa! No, I don't want that. I don't want that. I don't want to end the live stream. Live stream's going fine. I don't think they teach or emphasize penmanship anymore. They really don't, and I think that's because the computer has taken over. Wonder where that book is I was reading. Let me see where this book is I was reading here. Where? Oh. So if you ever thought that you're safe online, I tell you what, read books like this. See this book? Yeah. See that book there? Pick this book up. I'm telling you what, by the time I got to page, I don't know. By the time I got to page 10, I wanted to delete all my social media accounts. I wanted to delete everything. YouTube, social media. You don't want a presence on the web. You don't want your name out there. You don't want to be connected to anything. And it's very interesting when you start reading that. And I teach cybersecurity. Is that, and I teach my kids, part of hacking or part of cybersecurity is getting to know your target. And let's say, for instance, if I take Be the Rider PA and I go to his page, and he'll post on there his mailing address, maybe because he wants to get stickers. So I take that mailing address and I can start cross-referencing. So I can find out pretty much where he lives. I can go to Google Maps where I can get a sky view and actually see his house. So now I know where my target's located at. I can find the internet providers in that general area and kind of determine what his IP address is of his computer, his phone number. And then at that point I can start attacking that IP number. So I'm actually coming into his house with never crossing through the front door. And all that's just off his address. Now imagine this. So you set up an account and you have 3 passwords, right? It says, where did you grow, or what high school did you go to? Where did you grow up? And what was your first pet's name? All I got to do there is find your Facebook profile or your Instagram. And on there, you're going to have your profile. And you may have, man, I love that dog Spot. He was my favorite dog when I was 9. There's your dog. You know, we grew up in a small town in, southern belt of Georgia. Okay, there's your town, Southern Belt, Georgia. So that's where you grew up at. So all I need is that last piece of information. I have your 3 security questions. I go in and I could just reset your password myself, take over your banking accounts, and just have a field day with it. So I'm telling you, this book, man, is pretty darn scary and it's nonfiction, so everything in there is true. And it's just really, really scary. So yeah, living off the grid comes with serious sacrifices. Unless you're going to pay with cash to buy a house, a car, or other big purchases, off the grid is nearly impossible. Yeah, you're right. Because when I first started selling internet services back in the 90s, we had our internet business, I think it was. A lot of people wouldn't buy anything on the internet. They said, well, I don't want to put my credit card number on the internet. So Toby's right. Your credit card information is already on the internet because the banks use the internet to transfer your information between all these different institutions, right? You don't have to buy anything. You don't have to put it on there. The bank has it on there. So hackers know, like the one time they hacked Target stores. If you remember, that was probably back in 2000-something, 2010 maybe. They hacked the Target stores and they took everybody's Target credit card numbers. They had them all. So you didn't have to put it online. Target had it on there from the transactions you were using the machine, and they grabbed that data and they actually had everybody's credit card numbers. So a breach is a breach, man. But what I'm saying, Toby, is try to hide yourself as much as possible. Quit, everybody needs to stop, and I'm guilty of it too, putting all their personal information out there. Like, look at this beautiful picture I took of food. I probably have one from last night. Well, not last night, I don't think, but maybe the other day. I might have a picture of food. Probably somewhere. Because I do that, right? We take pictures of our meals. We put those online. And so what does that mean? You're like, well, who cares? What does that mean? Well, that means for one thing is people know what you like to eat. You know, like this. Like, hey, I had country style spare ribs, so somebody knows that about me. You know, so wonder if somebody's posing as a salesman, calls you up, and says, "Hey, I'm selling country style spare ribs. Can I get your credit card information? I'm selling a pack of 400 for $19." You're like, "Well, that's a hell of a deal." Hey, you give me your credit card information over the phone. You don't know that guy or that person. Here's another one. All right, had spare ribs and some mixed vegetables. So that's what I mean. We take pictures of everything. Um, yeah, something like this. Somebody knows I go fishing because I have a fishing picture. We can find out a lot about everybody. As a DoD civilian, I still have to take an annual cyber awareness training, and you should. Everybody should take a cyber awareness training. Real Jack, I am creeped out by talking to someone, and your phone is close by, and the next thing you know, you look, and you get an email or social media that there are ads on there. Yeah, that's because, guys, believe it or not, your phone's listening to you all the time. Phones are set up to listen, and advertisers are smart, and they're going to hit you with ads as you're talking about stuff. Yeah, phishing emails too. Phishing emails are really hard to get through because we send them in school. They're hard to get through the modern day types of technology filters out there. If you're using something like Office 365 and you're using Microsoft Mail or Microsoft Email, if you're using Google Mail, it's hard to get those phishing scams through there now because the algorithm knows what to look for and actually cancel them before they ever hit your inbox. So you'll be safe. You know, actually, if you want to be safe, the one thing is, and people don't realize this, whenever you search Google and use Google Chrome like we all do, right? Google watches everything you do. They know what you're searching for. They have your search history. They know what you're buying. They know what you're doing. Even if you're not on one of their sites, right? As soon as you search, you're finding stuff like that. So, Viper 6. It's Canada, baby. It's Canada. It's Canadian. That's a Canadian Mountie right there. That's what all the Canadian Mounties look like right there. And they trade their horses for Harleys. So anyway, yeah, I mean, not to scare anybody, they had a ransomware attack at Can-Am's parent company for over a month, and there's some schools actually had some ransomware. Ransomware is huge, man. It's getting big, and you know, the only way I can tell you to protect yourself from ransomware, honestly, is have a laptop or a computer not connected to the internet. And if you really want to see your life change, try that for about a week. It's next to impossible. I mean, we're all connected. We're all so connected anymore. It's pathetic. You know, blood pressure monitors are connected to the internet. Heart rate monitors, defibrillators in people's chests are connected. Your car is connected. Even our smart TV at home is connected to the internet. It's pathetic what's connected to the internet. Everything is so interconnected that we may never be a disconnected world again. Like somebody said, unless you live off the grid. There was a show about those Alaskan people. Was it called the Alaskan Bush people? Or they have a shot. They have a shot of, you know, not going down with the rest of us when the whole internet crashes and somebody takes over everything, and we're like sitting there going, you know, yeah, you know. If you think the depression was bad, whew, it's gonna be bad. Because the hackers are just going to lock everything down. You won't have any water. You won't have any electric. You won't have any food. You know, doomsday preppers. You guys are smart. You're prepared, and we appreciate you out there. Hell, my CPAP machine is connected to. See, gliding on 2. Good morning to you. Welcome to the show. Glad to have you on board. Viper 6. Nice to have you here today. And yeah, CPAP machines are connected to the internet because the doctors are monitoring them. WS Keys on 3 says, how about VPNs? VPNs are okay. The only thing a VPN is good for is if you're connecting from you to somewhere else. They're still searching your personal information when you're doing these searches. It doesn't matter how many VPNs you go through. So, you know, a VPN is only good enough to hide your data as far as, say if I'm sitting, I'm doing, and we practice this at school, it's called a man in the middle of attack. So I set my laptop up in this hotel. And say the hotel here, their wireless is called, you know, Holiday Inn. I call my wireless Holiday Inn _free. and everybody starts connecting to that, what they're doing is they're sending all their information through my computer. So what a VPN does is, if you're using a VPN, the data traffic is secure. You'll still be coming through my computer, but I can't see what you're doing. Okay, if you don't have a VPN, I can pull your, like if you check your banking in the morning, I got your password and username. If you're checking your email, I got your password and username. What can I do if I have your email account? I can do some great things because I have all your contacts. I can email all your contacts as you and send them a virus. Doesn't look like me, it looks like you. So that's what a VPN is used for. Have you seen the videos on Fortune Teller talking with customers using a crew of computers and data mine their information off of the social media post? Yeah, social media posts, guys, are huge, man. You know, and it's funny to me because think about this: how many times, and I've done it, and to me, it's not a good idea. Who cares? You take a picture of the back of your bike, and people have a cloth hanging over the license plate. Like, I'm going to take all this time in the world to run your license plate. I don't need to do that. The first time Be the Rider PA came to my house, he knew exactly which garage to come in front of. And luckily I rented that one, so I was a house down from there. But what I'm saying is, as you're recording your videos and you're coming out of your garage or out of your driveway or out of your housing plan, they know where you live. So covering your license plate is not really going to do a whole lot for anybody. You know, they're not going to take the time to look the license plate up when I have your house address. I've had a VPN on my phone for a long time because all of the international travel I do for fun. Yeah, HDAV travel, that is a good idea. You know, our cell phones also. I was looking the other day at flip phones. I have a student at school that actually brings in a flip phone. I'd rather have a flip phone because it's less intrusive than this thing. This thing has so many apps on here, and all those apps are doing something. Right, they're collecting data on you. But yeah, if you can put a VPN on your phone, one of the good ones out there is NORAD VPN. I think it's called NORAD. There's a couple of them. Be leery of the free VPNs because now they're collecting your data. So you want to pay for it for sure. The best way, if you can set up a VPN at your house, VPN back to your house, and then take your data outside your house. That's probably a good way to do it. But, you know, VPN's really not necessary for the general computer user. If you're careful about clicking on anything, you'll be okay. Money7855, the normal computer user is not smart about clicking on shit. They're not smart about clicking on anything. They'll click on anything. A box pops up in the middle of your screen. Yes or no? Yes. Yes or no? Yes. Why? I don't know, but they do it, and I can prove it. I can load viruses on your computer, backdoor Trojans. Just by simply sending an email, you'll be a pop-up. Can I install this? Yes. You don't even know what it is, and people do it. Would a VPN protect that? No. No, it won't protect a direct attack. VPNs will just connect. It just basically takes your data and it encrypts your data so nobody can see it. Now the VPN provider can see it, right? So it goes from you to the VPN provider, then it goes out to the wire. So should you use public hotspots or public wireless? Probably not. Nah, stay on your 5G. It's a little bit more protected. I don't know how much, but a little bit. I'm using 2 soup cans and a string, WS Keys 13. That is the best way. That is the best way to communicate. Remember that, guys, when we were kids? 2 pop cans, you'd have a string going through your house, and you would talk, and the vibration would go through, and the other person would hear you on the other side. Or they would hear you through the wall. One or the other. Yeah, how many people actually read user agreements? I'm one of those people, probably not. And matter of fact, to connect to the wireless here in the hotel this morning, there was a user agreement came up. I didn't read it. I said, yeah, I agree. I agree. I think it says something. I remember seeing the top part of it said the hotel has right to all your private data and can pull all your private data off your personal device, even if you don't care for it to be gone. I think it said that. Maybe not. Uh-oh, there might be motorcycles leaving. Let's see here. Let's go back to the field camera. Oops. Let's back to the field camera here and see what's going on outside. Oh, there's one leaving right there. He's getting ready to leave. They're leaving. They're leaving. They're leaving over there. He's leaving there. can say, they're playing, why is that guy shining that camera down on us up here? Is he some kind of spy? I can say actually that those guys are really dressed. BMW motorcycles are leaving, and all you can hear is them leaving. Yeah, there's a couple of them you could hear their pipes. It sounds like this. Tap 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 tap. No, they are cool motorcycles. Cool guys out there. But just remember to keep straight. Keep the string. Yeah, Jackie, well, you're right. Remember to keep the string tight. Yeah, that was cool. Let's see. Jack, you got me run down there and get consent from all of them. Oh, wait. Yeah, maybe. Those guys would be so impressed. They'd be like, wait a minute. You mean you put my BMW on a Harley Davidson show? Like, yeah, man, it's on the HDR coffee morning coffee with HDR. But like, they'd be so blessed. They'd be fine. No, but it is. It's a BMW rally here at the hotel. It's super cool, man. Makes me want to go get a BMW. Just come here once a year. But anyway, all right. So I'm going to wrap it up here and get out of here. I know it's been a long hour for you, and I not want to bore anybody here. But we've had a good conversation this morning. And Toby said I have to go out there. I got to run down and get consent forms from all these people. I guess that guy's going to ride his BMW in his shorts. No, one thing I can say is riding pants. I actually got a set of riding pants the other day. They came in. They were delivered to me. I put them on. I couldn't snap the damn things. If you're buying riding pants, buy them like 2 sizes bigger than you are. So if you're an extra large, get an XL or an XXL, or get an XXXL, because you may have clothes on under them, but a lot of these guys just wear shorts. That's what Pete's 1800 does. He wears shorts and his riding pants, and that's awesome. So anyway, it's been a good time. HDAV Traveler Sub, never boring. Thanks, man. I just talk about what I feel like talking about in this show, and it comes out right or comes out wrong, but hey, we're getting a big wedding today, and I won't be live streaming any of it, so you'll just have to watch for pictures later. I thought this was Paul said, the Himalayan Day Rider show. No, and we didn't talk about that, but if you look at my YouTube channel, you'll see that I did rebrand it. It's now HDR Adventures. So many of you said that I had to keep the HDR title because that's kind of marketed pretty heavy. And the Harley Day Rider part of it kind of went away anyway. It was just abbreviated. So now it's just HDR Adventures, and I can do whatever I want on the channel. And I think that's awesome to do that. My Facebook has also been changed. I have not changed my Instagram yet, but I will be renaming that too to HDR Adventures. So if you see that, that's me, obviously, and we'll just go with that. You can't film me without permission, Smyrna Cowboy said. But you're in the public there. You're right. I am kind of in the public here. I mean, I wasn't spying on them. I was just watching them. Well, we were watching them together. Was that name on the website that had all the rally information on it? Oh, that is actually, you want to go to, let me bring it back up. That website once more is called cyclefish.com. Cyclefish. Let me see if I can't put that in the chat here. Cyclefish.com. So, yeah, that's it. I mean, I think you'll enjoy that for sure. Let's see here. All right, so we're gonna get out of here. Thanks to everybody for joining me here once again, and you know, I'm very honestly each week humbled. We had 82 live viewers coming in and out of the show here today, so that's good numbers, guys, to see all these people coming in. But you know what? As I told you on YouTube, and if you watch a couple of my personal messages on YouTube, you know, it's not about the numbers, it's about the connections, and that's what I'm all about, is getting connected with everybody out there and having a great time chatting about whatever. Take care, and we'll see you next time. Your good buddy HDR here from HDR Adventures will be down and out in the beautiful sub studio or traveling studios here at Somerset, Pennsylvania, high in the mountains in the 48-degree weather. Watching motorcycles go out riding is a fun thing because I'm sitting in a warm hotel room. Talk to you next week. Take care. Bye-bye for now. Oh, wait. You didn't say that, did you? Hey, remember, Roger and Ride, be safe out there. HDR be down and out. See ya.